Hey guys, so my name is Elise. If you've ever seen any of my other videos, I do a lot about unique or makeup, but this is a little bit different. I'm kind of taking this channel, which it's not really a channel yet, but hopefully it will be, but I'm taking it in different directions. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Elise. Hello. My husband is Nate. He actually is here on YouTube. He does board gaming, like unboxings and reviews and playthroughs, specifically in the war genre. He does have some that I am a kind of co-star in, I guess, where I help him and we talk about games that are good for couples. So it's a really cool channel. So if you or your husband are into that kind of thing, I'll put his information in the box below, but go check him out and give him some love. That is my husband. He is a disabled veteran, and we have 2 children. We have Bradley, who is 3, and McKenna, who just turned 1 on New Year's Day. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of make this more about like documenting our lives, and a lot of people have it in their head how they think we live or how they think our life is. And so I wanted to have this not only to document this time in our lives, because there are a lot of exciting things going on, which I'm going to talk about here in a minute, but just so my kids can look back at this and remember this time in our lives, because sometimes we get too busy to take pictures or take videos, and I don't want to miss anything or have them miss out on having those memories. So the bulk of what I want this to be, though, is kind of to help other families that are either still in the military, or maybe you are engaged to someone, maybe they're overseas now or they're going to be going overseas. Any way that you could possibly be connected to the military. I want this to be a help channel in the sense of helping people navigate the VA and navigating life after the military. Because one thing that my husband and I joke about is the recruiters are such good salesmen, and they will tell you everything you want to hear to get you to join. You could be stationed in Hawaii and you're going to travel the world. They'll pay for you to go to college. You'll be set for life, right? But what they don't tell you is that when you get out, there's no one there that's going to say, okay, come over here. Now you're going to go here and do this, and we've already set this up for you. It isn't like that at all. When you get out, you sign some papers and you're done. That's it. Anything that happens past that point, once you're done and you're out officially, is completely up to you. You have to go out and seek these things. You have to go ask questions and talk to people to find out what you have access to and how you access it. So I really want to be able to help, because my husband and I have been together for roughly 13 years and we've been married for 9. So next year will be our 10-year wedding anniversary, and in those 13 years that we've been together, I have been with him through every single step of dealing with the VA and dealing with life after getting out. So I've been there. In the beginning, I was just there as a support system, and as things have changed and as he has gotten sick and had a lot of issues related to his service injuries, I have become more of the front person and the one who handles it and navigates it all. So I want to be a help for wives and spouses, partners, family members, to have a place to come to find out, what do I do now? Where do I go? Because no one was there to help me. No one will be there to help you or hold your hand. So I want to be that for you. So I am going to have an email listed in all of my videos. So you can definitely email any questions that you have that are more personal. So if you are like right now getting ready to start the disability process or start the VA process and you just don't know where to go and you're looking for more personal, like I just message you and help you that way, you can email, or you can use that email as well if you have a video idea or an idea that you want me to talk about a certain topic in a video related to the VA or the military. You can do that in that email that will be listed in the description box. So it's not going to be just like a VA help channel. It's going to be about my life and my family and what we have going on right now in our lives, but that is going to be a big part of it, because I just feel like going through it myself and dealing with it for 13 years now, it is definitely something I'm very experienced with, and we have dealt with a lot. We have had a lot of ups and downs, and I can tell our story. If that would be something you'd be interested in, just give this video a like and comment below if you would like to hear our story and how we've gotten to this point and what happened to him and all of that jazz. But through our time together and my experience, I have learned a lot, and I have learned to speak up a lot. It is true, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. It is so true, because if you just sit back and wait, no one is going to come to you and tell you what you have earned through your service. So you literally, I couldn't believe that they literally had him sign a paper and then that was it. No one told him that he needed to be medically discharged or where he needed to go and what he needed to do immediately in order to have certain benefits available. There's just so much paperwork and red tape that you're not made aware of. So that's what I want to help a lot of people with. Also, we have some really crazy things going on, some good, some bad right now. And I'm going to talk about that briefly. I'm not going to try to keep this as short as possible, not make it too long. But we, in December, found out that we were pregnant, which was a surprise for us, but it was baby number 3. It would have been my 4th pregnancy, and we were stoked and over the moon. We had our appointment January 10th. Everything was fine. We saw the heartbeat. But unfortunately, a couple weeks later, I did have some complications, and I'm actually still going through that process right now, but we did end up losing that one. So this is going to be a journey of after a miscarriage and, you know, trying to conceive after a miscarriage, and hopefully it will be a journey of pregnancy after a loss, because I have experienced that before, but I didn't document it and I didn't talk about it. But this time I've been very open about it on my Facebook page and with my friends. It just helps me, but it's been a very difficult time dealing with that. But in the midst of all of that, something incredible happened, and that's part of what this channel is going to be about, what I'm about to tell you. And that is that last Saturday, my husband was asked by our local veteran corps to attend the NC State military appreciation basketball game. So NC State is like one of our local college teams where we live. It's kind of NC State and Duke, and then a little bit further away is UNC, which don't like it, UNC. But NC State and Duke are okay in my book. NC State is probably my second favorite team. So when we were asked as a family to attend this game to honor my husband, of course we were very excited and honored to have been chosen. The gentleman that asked us to attend is also someone who created an organization called Operation Coming Home. And we actually interviewed with that organization and applied for that program. And so that's kind of how he found us, was through our application and interview process. So when we were invited to go, he just told us essentially that all the people who interview, they try to honor them in some way, and that he just happened to be the person that was selected for this specific event. So we went. It was a really cool experience because I hadn't been to a college basketball game since Bradley was like 2 months old. My uncle, well, my whole family, we are massive Wake Forest fans, and my uncle for Christmas had gotten us Wake Forest tickets, so I was able to take Bradley to his very first Wake Forest game when he was 2 months old, but unfortunately it was his last as well, or not really his last, but his last for a while. So we hadn't been to one since then, and I love college basketball. And I grew up going to the games, so I was so excited to be going to another college basketball game. And Bradley has been really enjoying watching his uncle, my younger brother, play in the community basketball leagues on Saturday. So we've been going to his games, and my son just loves it. Bradley is over the moon for his uncle, but he really loves basketball, and he really likes watching the games in person. So we were stoked. We went, and our seats were pretty incredible. We had a great parking. Everything was wonderful. We got there pretty early just because we didn't know what parking was going to be like, and NC State is pretty good this year, so we knew that the game was going to be near sold out. And so we got there early and we found our seats, and then we met the gentleman at, I don't know what time it was, but we met him to figure out what the schedule was going to be. So we thought that they were going to be honoring him at halftime, and it turns out they were going to be honoring him in the first half. So we actually had to go straight down to the court to wait for our time. So we were down there for the national anthem. We were down on the courtside when they did the lineup, and they turned the lights off, and they did this whole really cool kind of production with the lights, and it was really, really cool. We were right next to the band, so Bradley McKenna got to dance and laugh and play with the band. It was just a really cool experience. We got to sit down for a little bit because it was going to be a while before it was our turn, so we were sitting down there right by the court. Bradley was enthralled. He didn't even blink, I don't believe. And so when the second time out rolled around, it was our turn to go out and be honored. The whole game up until that point, they had been honoring different people and playing different military videos, and just the whole game was revolving around honoring the men and women that serve our country. So it was our turn. So we were told, walk out onto the court, face this way, and we'll tell you when to walk off. So that's what we did. They had a story that was being read by the announcer of what happened to Nate when he was in, how he was wounded. I'll link that video, or I'll try to link a video below. It was shared on Facebook by NC State. And I don't know if I shared mine or not, but I'll try to put a link for the video below because it's a really cool video, and it kind of explains in layman's terms, or not really layman's terms, but it's a very short explanation of what happened to Nate when he was wounded. So they tell the story, they're showing pictures on the Jumbotron. We're just kind of standing there. The kids are kind of playing, the wolf mascots are kind of picking and playing with the kids, and we're just standing there, everyone's applauding. It was very emotional. And then at the very end of it, they said, we have a special surprise for you, Nate. You have been selected as recipients for Operation Coming Home for house number 18. And then the entire group of people, not all of them, but a good chunk of the people that we had interviewed with for Operation Coming Home were actually at the game unbeknownst to us. And they came out onto the court and presented us with this big giant key. Congratulations, you've been selected. You're getting a free home. And I was in shock. Like I said, it had been a few years since we applied, and we hadn't really heard a lot. We knew we were still in the running and it was still a possibility, but nothing had been solidified. And we honestly, when we got to the game and saw that no one else was there, we assumed it was really just to honor Nate. And how cool of an experience is that in and of itself? It was an amazing experience. Even without the house, it was one of my favorite experiences at a college basketball game, period. But then for that to have been the way it ended was insane. Of course, the whole auditorium erupted in applause and screams, and I was just a big ball of emotion. As you can imagine, just coming off of or dealing with the miscarriage to then come to this incredible blessing, it was just a shock and it was a blur. They immediately took us straight from there to go see our lot. So we actually saw the lot that our house will be on. We were told that we will probably break ground in July. We're going to be meeting with the home builders in a couple of weeks to begin the process. But we do know the layout of our home, and we actually were able to tour another Operation Coming Home recipient. They were selected and received their home last June. We actually attended their key ceremony and saw the bottom level of their home, but they let us come into their home. They gave us a tour of their entire house. It was a really sweet and really amazing experience because we know what our home is generally going to look like. We get to pick everything out. We get to make changes and do things, as is fit for us and our needs. But how incredible. Not only are we going to be homeowners, but we are being given this by such an incredible organization. Again, it's called Operation Coming Home. You can probably go check out some of their other videos on YouTube of past recipients, and they just do such an incredible thing. And honestly, I feel like today, the military isn't praised and people don't appreciate them the way they should. I feel like if it doesn't affect them personally, they don't even realize what these men and women sacrifice. And we have to live with those repercussions every single day. My husband, he can't drive. He can't ride bikes with my son or go out and run around with him. He has to use a cane to walk. He has seizures regularly. His memory is horrible. He has a whole host of issues that affect literally his day-to-day life. And while we are blessed and we do live a good life, it does make some things more difficult. So to have been chosen for this is absolutely still shocking to me, but it is such a huge blessing. Like, I could never thank these people enough for what they've done for our family and for the future of our family. So a big part of this next 6 months, a little over 6 months, 11 months, 10 months is going to be that process. So I want to document it from the word go, from when we were selected to the first meetings and signing and all of the stuff that we are going to be doing with this organization and what exactly they're doing for us. I want to document it from our point of view and share that with you. And I also want to have this to look back on and show the kids so that they can appreciate what their dad has essentially done for them and what his sacrifice was able to afford us. And I wish, and I know that they wish they could do this for so many more, but we are definitely going to use this to bless others and to pay it forward and to help other people and spread the word and help out with this organization as much as we can, because we just feel so fortunate to have been chosen. So now that I've rambled on long enough, that's generally what this is going to be about. Just our journey with Operation Coming Home, our journey with trying to conceive and have our third child, and just what our life is like dealing with the VA and offering help in that aspect. So like I said, if you have something in particular that you would like to see a video on in regards to the military or the VA, comment below or send me an email. And then if you have something that you want to talk more personal, one-on-one, you can email as well. I'll have a separate email that is going to be just for this channel that you can contact. But otherwise, I don't know how often I'll post, but I'll try to get like 2 videos up a week to start, and I'll see how I can manage that with 2 kids and a husband that I do a lot for. It's a full-time job. So I will film as often as I can, but if you have any ideas or suggestions, definitely leave it below. Please give me a like if you enjoyed this and if you want to see more. And I hope to see you guys in my next video, or I hope that you come back and watch my next one. So I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.